Right. Okay, I think everything is set. And breathe. Sorry guys, as usual, I have been running around frantically trying to get everything set. I am a complete disorganized mess lately. Yeah, so how are we all doing? I see there's a couple of you here. Oh, I'll come on and people drop out. I'm not dropping back in. There's 6 of you in here at the moment. Already got a few thumbs up. That's good. 7 of you now. Very little work on my part. That's good. So how are we all doing? Who's in the hobby out so far? Here we go. Squig Boss Mad Knobs. Orc Stuff. I was really expecting actual organisation. You're expecting organisation from me. You're Guff Scrap and Death Skulls. Philip Simpson. Currently building Mega Knobs. Ditto. That's what I will be doing, hopefully, at some point during this live stream. Just let me compose myself. I've got quite a lot to talk about and update you guys on. And yeah, quite a lot going on. It's I'm still getting over the mad Christmas and New Year and just all of it, and just got back to work after Christmas. The house is still a bit of a pigsty from all the Christmas stuff. We've just got so much stuff now, and we didn't have anywhere to store it for Christmas. God knows we haven't got anywhere to store it now. My hobby station is a complete pigsty and disorganized mess. I don't know where half my stuff is. It's all here, but it's all mixed and muddled, and I've got half started projects. Skana, hey, Storybud, yes. I'm sure a lot of you are the same at the moment, or as it should be. Trouble is, I'm going to get all deep with you guys now, and all. I have OCD, and I know it's something that's people misunderstand OCD and what true OCD is. People, especially in my line of work, I hear people all the time saying, oh, I've got OCD, using it as almost like a perk, like this is why you should employ me. I've got OCD. I'm a really clean person. I'm really good. And I think people don't really understand what obsessive compulsive disorder is that it's a disorder. It's a psychological disorder. It's not something to be proud of. It's not some people mistake. They think if you're OCD that you are just an incredibly tidy person and everything's immaculate and everything's in place, and that's pretty much it, and you just like it like that. And if it's not like that, then you get a bit stressed, annoyed. And to a degree, yes, it is like that, but OCD takes many forms. And it doesn't just revolve around things being clean. Some people have it, with their health, their hygiene or whatever, their organization of things. And you can have people that do suffer OCD and be in messy places or have mess around and stuff, but it's it's a OCD. Squig Boss Mad Knobs, OCD ? Obsessive compulsive disorder is what it is. I do suffer from it. So today I've been unusually stressed, and it's because I've been wanting to get videos uploaded and stuff. Ben Singleton says it's the opposite of OCD in my case. Well, that's good. You're a messy bastard, basically, is what you're saying. Yeah, basically, I've been very stressed, and it's partly because the house is in a bit of a mess, and more important, my stuff is in a bit of a mess and not organised. The kids have been keeping me busy today, and I really wanted to get up here today and get this place all tidied, get it sorted, get myself organised, and have a bit of a plan written out for videos I plan to upload. So I have a loose plan in my head of a series of videos I want to make, channel. But my time off's expired now. I'm at work, so back to the busy schedule and routines and stuff. So it leaves me very little time. And so I've got a bit sort of frustrated and a bit stressed of it all. And I really wanted to do a video tonight. And I'm planning on doing a live one, actually. I was planning on doing some recorded videos, at least one, possibly more. But I wasn't ready for them because I'm not organised. And if I'm not organised and calm and everything's in its place and I kind of am ordered and structured, at least within my own head, I can't focus on it properly. And what I'll do is I'll end up making a video that I'm not happy with and either uploading it anyway and not being happy with it, or I will make the video, decide it's crap, scrap it, waste a load of time. So I was sort of deciding in myself whether I should just not do any videos tonight, chill out, play some Xbox or something, just take a bit of a break from the YouTube and stuff a bit. But yeah, I decided to go live, and I'm glad I did already, because already I'm relaxing a little bit. And the live ones are quite good. I know Skarner in here at the moment, he likes his live videos, and they're the easiest ones to do because it's just literally turn on the camera and start chatting to you guys. If I fluff things up or I get things wrong, it doesn't matter. It's just the nature of it. It's a laid back, chilled thing. So yeah, anyway, that's my coherent ramblings. I was about to say done, but they're not done because some video is going to be a little bit longer than that. But and you haven't just come here to listen to me waffle on about how stressed I am and how messy my house is and how disorganized I am. I'm going to get myself a cigarette here and chill myself out. I've got my latte macchiato on the go. This is my new favorite coffee from my Tassimo coffee maker. I love it. It tastes amazing. And I love saying latte macchiato. Macchiato is my new favorite word. It's just awesome. It's a cool word. So I see Skarno there having a pop at me saying about a video without me rambling on would be right. And you're very, very correct there. So did everyone have a good Christmas and good New Year? I did. It was awesome, and I'll show you in a minute. I got some from my awesome missus. I got a couple of cool Orky related Christmas presents, which I shall share with you in a moment. And I've got a few new and products on the go, and I've got some sort of exciting news actually in regards to the channel and hobby stuff. Let me just get set here. I'm looking at my desk and it's just making my skin crawl. There's yeah, and then just I've got Met guns here, parts of them that I haven't finished yet. I've got Mega Knobs here and Bix that I haven't finished. I've got some boys. I've got terrain that's way through the stages of getting painted. And I've just got sprue and boxes and notes and paints and stuff everywhere, and I really need to get this stuff sorted. So tomorrow my plan is to give the whole area a really good sort out, a really good tidy up, and get myself organized, because the more organized I am, the better it's going to be for the channel, because I can get more stuff done and I can be more focused, and I can get a bit more of a structure and a, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a routine, but yeah, a routine. But just kind of get myself a bit structured and ordered. And a lot of the videos I've got planned will take a little bit of, some of them will take some research, some of them will take a bit of planning and editing and different things. So I need to get myself sort of focused and ready for all that. But where should we start? Let's start with Christmas. So let me show you guys what I got for Christmas. So move this here away. So first off, another box of Mega Knobs. I was very pleased. A clean and organised hobby area is something that is essential to keeping motivation. I agree. It is. It is. It is for me anyway. Otherwise, I look at it like, oh, I can't bear to deal with that right now, and it puts me off getting started. Especially if you've got to spend ages tidying up before you pick up the paintbrush or start clippers and stuff. It instantly kills your motivation. If it's all clean, organised and ready, and you just can sit down and start straight away, that helps with your motivation straight away. But yes, I've got another box of Mega Knobs. this is my, how many is that now that I've had? Through, this is my third box now. So I am currently in the process of building said Mega Knobs in this, and I think currently I'm going to build 2 of them as Mega Knobs and 1 of them as a big mech. So that will give me, in total, I will then have 2 big mechs in Mega Armor, both equipped differently, and a unit of 7 Mega Knobs. So already I'm planning on getting the 4th one of these, so I can have a unit of 10 Mega Knobs, because I love these models and I really the unit, and yeah, I want to go big. I want to go big with the Mega Knobs. The other thing I got, which was a nice little bonus surprise, which I had sort of hinted at I would like, but Boss Stevo, is the Flash Gits or the Looters the best? For me, I would choose Flash Gits, definitely. Loot cool, but Flash Gits, they're flash. They got snaz guns, and they're I know they're freebooters, but they are so bad moon, it's unreal. It's all about the Flash Gits. But yes, I also got this another start collecting set, and I know I'm not start collect, but this is a great set to pick up just to bulk out your forces. So we've got another Pain Boy, which I'm probably going to sell because I don't really have a use for another one, especially as he's exactly the same sculpt, and it's going to be hard to convert and make him look different. But this is why I wanted it, for the Death Dread, predominantly the Death Dread. So now I can make my 3rd Death Dread. I've got a unit of knobs as well, which is great because I'm going to mix and match the heads of some of these knobs into my Mega Knobs to get a bit more variety, and vice versa, use some of the heads from the Mega Knobs on my standard knobs, so I can mix them up and get some nice variety in it. And yeah, when you mix them up and match them and stuff, you can get some cool results. And then I've a big unit of boys, and that is brilliant because I will use these to bulk out my shooter boys and my tank busters. So yeah, I am going to be kept busy for quite a while because I've got a lot to build. My horde is growing rapidly. It must be, with the inclusion of this stuff, I must be around the 1,000 point mark now in terms of everything, maybe a bit more. Maybe. Start collecting sets, actually decent value again, is one of the best things to happen in movies. Yeah, I agree. These sets are really, really good value. I mean, what's a Death Dread cost now by itself? Is it 30 quid? And you're getting the start collecting set for 50 quid. That's if you're buying at standard price, but I think I told the missus get it from Goblin Game or something, like 20% off. Yes, Scarno, my to-do list is growing nicely. It's growing so nicely, I'm kind of overwhelmed by it, hence why I'm a bit stressed and a bit but yeah, you're getting, so I mean, just I think, look at it this way, you're probably, if you were to buy these separately, you'd probably get the Death Dread, the knob set, quite a cheap set, but I would say the Death Dread and the knob set would probably come to that price. You're effectively getting a unit of boys and a Pain Boy for free, which is brilliant value, I think. Really good value. And the knob set is, it's one of the cheapest sets, but one of the best sets because it comes with so many options and different weapon stuff. So this gives you loads of cool options and bits for conversions. Same with the Death Dread. It comes with a lot of different weapon options, head options, loads of cool bits in there to convert and kit bash. And the boys kit, we all know how good the boys kit is now, although a lot of people crying out that it's dated and it needs replacing. I disagree, but there it is. The Pain Boy, although I do like the model, I actually prefer the older Pain Boy model, but who'd buy the Pain Boy? Well, I did sell a Pain Boy before, and I got a bit of money for it. I think it went for, I don't know, sold it for, I don't know, 7 quid or something on eBay, and costs virtually nothing to post. So yeah, I mean, people would buy the Pain Boy if they weren't going to buy this set, but I think the start selection set could be better. Replace Dread, and the message disappeared there as I was reading it, Scarno. But no, I agree. It's a bit of a shame they haven't brought out a new art collecting set, but it is good. It is good. So you can, most of the stuff in here, bar the Pain Boy, I think you could keep rebuying and you keep using. Poster boy mega knobs set. Oh well, yeah, I agree with you there. If they included them, if they did, you probably would get a lot less in the set, I would say. But it is a really cool set. I do really like it. So yeah, so I've got a lot of projects on the go there to be building, and like I said, I am currently building some mega knobs now. I also got over Christmas, it was just between Christmas and New Year. Some of you may have seen my post on the community site. Those awesome people at Tabletop Scenics, Cromlech. They're a bit confusing with their names. Cromlech's the company overall, but then they've got sort of subcategories of, I don't know quite details of business-wise why they've done it like that, and whether it's just a sub-department bit or whether it's a similar thing to like Games Workshop and Forge World and stuff. I don't know. Tabletop Scenics, part of the Cromlech company, basically, very kindly, for out of the blue, said, we'd like to send you another package as a gift, basically, to thanks, I guess, for reviewing their products on the channel, and sent me something that the Orc troop transmitter, basically a big ass Orc warp portal, and yeah, I was blown away because they didn't say what they were sending me. They just said, we're going to send you a little something, hope you like it, Merry Christmas, which was really cool, guys. And then I got this in the post, and it came quite late as well because I'd kind of completely forgotten about it, and I was getting all sorts of posts through the door where I've been ordering Christmas presents for people and stuff, so I just thought it was another thing that I'd ordered for the kids or something. And when I collected it and opened it up and found this, I was like, wow. And it's one of their more expensive pieces of terrain. So yes, this will be on the channel soon. I will be doing a full unboxing, review, build. So it will be quite a way off because I'll be filming that in over probably a couple of weeks, because I will do the filming of the unboxing, but the video itself, I will have it fully built for review as well. And building these, from my experience with the other ones, I know does take a while, and this one is rated 4 difficult. All the other ones I've had have been rated 2 and 3, and some of them were quite tricky. And this one does look tricky, so I'm not sure, because it is sort of partly open, but if I can show the actual warp portal bit itself, it comes with the, as you can see, the plastic, sort of like the Necron green rod, that sort of goes in there. So it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know whether those are going to be easy to pop in and out for painting purposes, because obviously I'm going to want to spray this thing. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, but it looks cool. I can't wait to have that fully built and painted on my battlefield, because that's going to be very cool. So, but yeah, that's something for the future. At one point this year, look out for a review on that. Damn, that's good macchiato. Good move. Don't think we'll be seeing all-terrain GW in a long time. No, although we did get that mech shop, didn't we? Which looks quite cool. Although Tabletop Scenics make one, which arguably looks a bit better in some ways. It's bigger anyway, that's for sure. And it actually looks like a building rather than just a little bit of like a workshop, basically. There was an interesting review of that on Dreadwar's channel. He did a review of it and basically said that it's not a workshop, it's a workbench. So he was quite critical of it, but it looks quite cool. I think I might pick one on point because it looks like a cool piece of scenery. Glue it all together and just mask off the green plastic parts, fully paint model, peel off plastic mate, and you're sorted. Yeah, that's one way to go. Although looking at it, I think it might be designed in a way where these things slot in. So it might be a case of I can fully build it, paint it up, and then just afterwards pop those bits in. They look like they've just got little tabs where you slot in and then glue in. So it might be a case of I don't need to do that. I might just be able to build and paint and then pop them bits in afterwards. I also, which I will review on the channel when I finished it, recently picked up War for Armageddon, the omnibus. Me and the missus went on holiday over December. We went to Wales for a couple of days. Short break, the two of us, have a break from the kids and sort of escape Christmas for a bit and get away from it all, because we both work life's all on the go all the time, so we needed a little breakaway, just a real quiet, chilled out holiday, and it was amazing. We had a great time. So I bought this book with the intention of reading it on holiday, and I didn't touch it at all. But since we've been back, I've just started reading. I think I read the first chapter of the first story in it. But it looks quite, and the reason I got this one is because it's all about the wars on Armageddon, and orcs feature quite heavily in this book. And there's not a lot from Black Library actually with orcs in. There's loads of Space Marine stuff and loads of chaos stuff and things, but there's not a huge amount of stuff in regards to orcs. I know we've got the Beast Arises ones, which I'm quite interested to have a read of, but that's kind of set. It's more 30k, isn't it, really? Whereas this 40k Armageddon, very famous. So I think, yeah, this should be very cool. So I'm going to give this a good read, but it'll probably be quite a long time before it features on the channel. But I will give this a review on the channel and let you guys know what I think. But good value for me anyway. There's a lot of book here for the money. I do like these omnibus, but yeah. So I haven't read a Black Library novel for a long time, so I'm looking forward to giving that a read. What else was I going to say in terms of what was the title of this video? This is hobby and channel update, isn't it? So channel update. So I told you a little bit about it. I've got some products there ready for review on the channel. Gloom Spike Gits. I see someone asking there. Yes. I'm not planning on starting a Gloom Spike Gits army, because I don't play Age of Sigmar, at least not for several years, possibly one day, who knows. But I've just pre-ordered today, because I also got for Christmas online Games Workshop vouchers and a bit of cash. So that money, I've just spent it today, my Christmas money, on pre-ordering the Squig Herd for Age of Sigmar for use in my 40k Orc army. So yeah, I've pre-ordered them, so they should arrive on launch day on the 12th, I think it was. So yeah, I've got them coming. I will do an unboxing and review of Squigs on the channel, because I think a lot of people are going to be very interested to see what they're like. It's quite affordable. It's a decent value box actually, £27.50. So yeah, it probably could have been a little bit cheaper, but you get 12 models in. You get the 2 Squig Herders, obviously, and then the 10 Squigs, and then part Squigs. So you've got different choices of heads and mouths and little extra little thorns and stuff you can stick on, you know. So there's some cool stuff there, and Squig Herders have got a few little options as well. So there may even be some conversion possibilities and options to use them as things like Grot Orderlies or Grot Oilers, things like that. So that could be very cool. And yeah, so they're going to be cool using some of them Squigs with my older Orc war bosses, get them on pieces with them so they can have their attack Squigs. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to getting them. And I've also ordered the Vigilus book, because I am intrigued to see the Dreadwar detachment. I want to see what that's all about, because obviously my army is predominantly now fast up with killer cans and death dreads and stuff. So I want to see what that detachment's all about, what the Dreadwar special result, and yeah, give a review of that for you guys. Skarna's saying, don't say I didn't warn you. Well, we're still waiting on your review of that, Skarna. We need to see your review. There's people like me and others out there interested. Hey, Peninsula, I was just talking about you today to someone, actually. We were chatting about your online store, and well, not just an online store. Guys, Peninsula Painting Projects just opened up a hobby store selling discounted 40k stuff and other things and stuff. He's got a proper store and an online section of the store and stuff. So proper exciting times for him. And yeah, it's off to you, mate. They're following your dream there. That's really cool. I am very envious, because it's something like that, been a dream of mine for a long time. It would be yeah, very cool to combine your passion and your hobby into a career. It's just cool. So yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, guys, if you're interested in that, maybe Peninsula in the chat here, just pop a link to your store's website. Guys can go and take a look once the video's finished, and yeah, go and check it out, because that's really cool. Very indeed. It's hard work, but hopefully it's worth it. I'm sure it is, mate. I'm sure the work is really hard, but it's your passion, so you're going to put in some proper graft there, and that could pay off. And it might not make you rich, but it'll make you happy. It'll make you happy, and it might make you rich. Who knows? So yeah, channel update. I recently, some of you in the chat now may have answered this. I put recently, I'm just having a look now just to remind myself of the statistics on, but some of you recently may have seen on my channel, I did a poll in the community section and asked you what content you'd like to see more of on the channel, basically. And I'm just going to find the poll results now, and it had really good response, actually. So yeah, I asked the question, a question for my subscribers: what would you like to see more of on the channel? I posted that 2 weeks ago, and 98 people voted on this, and it had the options of tactics videos, live videos, conversion/showcase videos, two bald knobs, and retrospective. And as suspected, but even more probably than I suspected, top of the poll for by far the most votes was tactics videos at 53%. So basically, I'll go through all of them actually. Tactics videos got 53% of the vote. So over half of the people that voted come to my channel to see tactics videos, and they want to see more tactics videos. The second place at 23% was conversion/showcase videos. So that didn't surprise me either at all, actually. Orc players, hobbyists, we love converting and kit bashing and stuff. So again, that makes perfect sense that people want to see these conversions and stuff and get ideas and tips. So that was cool. Third place was bald knobs. So Skarner, there we go. We got 12% of the vote there for the Orc cast. And then it was in fourth place was live videos with just 6% of the vote. And then last of all was 5% of the vote, retrospectives. But a lot of people did comment in the section saying that they would like to see all of these. There's also a few requests in there for painting tutorials and things. I'm not going to do those, at least not for a while. I'm not the right person for them yet. Maybe one day. But there's so many other good channels to go and see for painting tips. Peninsula being one of them. Yeah, so, but yeah, basically none of my videos are going to go to it. Although things like retrospectives only got 5% of the vote, doesn't mean I'm not going to do those anymore. I definitely still am. I'm not really going to drastically change anything to the channel. I just wanted to gauge what people wanted to see. So I will predominantly put my focus more on things like that, and tactics videos and conversion videos and stuff is definitely where I'll put most of my focus. And myself and Skarner will carry on doing the two bald knobs. We love doing that, and a lot of people like the podcast, respond well with it, and things like the retrospectives. So I've still got the second edition Orc Codex, which I'll be doing a retrospective video on in my series of retrospectives, because I like doing them. And although it only got a small amount of the vote, there are the people out there that really love and are interested in seeing the history of Games Workshop and the history of factions, and taking a look back, and the nostalgia, especially some of our older viewers and things that have been in the hobby for years. And live videos, although live videos didn't get a huge amount of vote, I think for the general viewer, live videos are probably not that popular. But I think for most of you guys that are in here right now, really enjoy the live videos, and I enjoy doing these ones. They don't gain me really subs or views or get huge views and things. Probably don't help the channel grow as a sense, but I just enjoy doing them, so I will carry on doing them. But my focus definitely will be on, going forward, things like tactics videos and showing off conversions and things, because that is, I think, what people are most interested in and stuff. And then I'll obviously still, you know, cover bits of Orc related news and do, you know, the odd unboxings and reviews and things. But the Miller says the second edition codex is pretty fun. It's before my time, but it's interesting to see how things have changed. Yeah, things have changed drastically since second edition. But it's a cool codex, and some of the fluff and stuff in there and some of the artwork and things and the way things have changed is very interesting. But there's some really cool stuff in there, real cool stuff. So that's going to be a fun one to do a review of. Then at some point in the future, I will go and drum up them some way, somehow, and get myself the War Orcs book, essentially the first edition codex, and take a look back at that. That's one that's quite rare and expensive to get hold of these days, but what a thing to have in the collection. So yeah, that'll be very, very cool. So was there anything, what did you guys get for Christmas? Did you get any Orc related goodies? Was there anything you put on the list for old Santa Claus to bring in your stocking? Did you have a stocking full of knobs? Oh, everyone's gone quiet. Everyone's just rolling their eyes, shaking their head that I've made another knob joke. Right, let's move. I've got all the Orc books, but what I just can't find it for a price I could afford. Yeah, it's like I said, it's not cheap. I think the sort of average price of it on eBay is around 70, 80 quid, I think. But yeah, so I get, unless you're a die-hard collector or something. And if I wasn't doing the channel, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't be looking at buying it, but for the channel, I think it'll be a cool thing to cover, and I think a lot of people will be very interested to take a closer look inside that book. Orc Stuff got a custom buggy and really overburdened big mech. Cool. Hans Gruber got Killer Can Boys, and I bought myself Here We Go book. Sweet, very cool. That's another vintage book there. Squig Boss Mad Knob's got a Gorknor and a Codex and mech guns. Very cool. You are a very lucky boy indeed. I just bought myself a Rucker Truck and I love it. Yeah, the Rucker Truck is cool. Is that the which one was the Rucker Truck? Was that the Squig Buggy? Squig Buggy Rucker Truck? That one where they're lobbing out the big, got a bag of squigs and all different types and they're throwing them out? I'm definitely not getting another one anytime soon. It's the Squig, yeah, that's a cool one. We need more squigs in our life. So yeah, I'm really pumped actually to be getting that Squig box. So I will definitely, as soon as I get that, I'm not going to want to wait to open that one. So as soon as that comes through the post, I shall be filming myself opening that and do an unboxing video of that and a review of that, and get some of them built. And they're going to be cool. They're going to last me for ages. I think one box of that will sort out all your squig needs, because you can kit out, like I say, what you're going to use them for attack squigs, for your war bosses. You can use them for bomb squigs for your tank busters, and you can use them for your runt herds as squig hounds. One in particular, the one in the box is excuse me. One in the box that is actually in the process of swallowing a grot, and the grot's trying to climb his way back out before it's swallowed. That's a perfect one to use with a runt herd as a squig hound, definitely. Very characterful, very cool. So yeah, but I would definitely, I've currently got 2 bomb squigs. We convert 4 of them into bomb squigs, and by convert I just mean glue-ons, stick bombs and tank buster bombs on them. And then a couple to my war boss bases, and then I'll have a few left over which are there for when I need the future projects and things. It's just a great way to just get some squigs, because up until now squigs have been quite hard to come by, and other than old school metal ones, and things like that. And if you buy the tank bar set, you get the resin ones, which are nice models, but they're in fake cast, which isn't too bad because they're just a solid piece. So, you know, it's not too bad. But yeah, I'll pan the camera down a bit just to show you the pigsty that I'm currently working in. As you can see, there's bits going on everywhere. I've been working on the scenery at the moment, getting some, just in some base coats and paint. I've been sprayed them black. I've been dry brushing them and just starting to paint some of the decals and that on. This one a little bit further into it at the moment, the Dakar bunker. So I've just been picking a couple of the bits and that. So they're coming along. They're getting there. But yeah, very soon I shall start getting them done, because they're kind of close now. I'm going to go overboard with them. I'm just going to paint on a few of the details and stuff, get wash on them, maybe go over and do a little bit of edge highlighting, and yeah, and call it done. I'm not going to go crazy on them, but just get something simple and effective looking. Just sponge on some rust and things like that. And then once they're done, get on with that new project of that troop transmitter. But then the plan is to get all that terrain downstairs with my other scenery, get the mat out and do a showcase of my terrain all set up with the board and everything. And then once that is done, fully focus on my New Year's hobby resolution, which some of you may have heard on the latest New Year's special of Two Ball Jobs, the Orc podcast. Myself and Skarna, we made our New Year's resolutions, and I need to stick to it. And I've made myself quite a pretty easy, achievable goal, really, if I actually do it. And I do, because it's New Year's resolution, it's the law. I set myself the goal of getting a 500-point Orc army fully painted. And I really need to. And that's been bumming me out a bit well, because I do an Orc channel, and my army isn't painted. And to be honest with you, it's a bit embarrassing, and it's not really good enough. And I am pushed for time, and trying to balance the work and family and the channel and the hobby and everything leaves me very little time to actually do the painting. That excuse isn't going to wash forever. Come on, I've got to just get the paintbrushes out and get this stuff painted. If it's not painted to the best standard, that's just going to have to be, and I'm going to have to suck that up. And Skarno has set himself the goal. He's saying there, 2K, go big or go home. So yeah, he set himself the lofty goal of getting 2,000 points painted. Now, don't get me wrong, maybe we'll do that. I thought about 1,000 points. Yeah, if I get 500 points painted throughout the year, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to carry on going. But if I can just get a small force painted, and then it's just a case of adding like one unit at a time, and then it's sort of bite-sized manageable bits. Because once you've got a painted army, getting one unit in it up and adding it isn't like a huge task. But when you've got nothing, it's really daunting to be like, where do I begin? How am I going to get this done? So yeah, so 2019, you heard it here. By the end of the year, I have to have bare minimum 500 points painted. And I've also made things quite easy for myself, because I think I'm going to theme that force as a mech list. So it's going to be mechanized, you know, it's going to be big and stomp. So my killer cans are almost done. And that unit 6 cans is nearly 300 points on its own. So actually, when I look at it that way, I've only got just over 200 points worth to paint. So actually, I really need to just pull the finger out and get this stuff done. So yeah, I just need to, those cans are so close to being finished as well. So I really need to just finish them and then add some more stuff. I don't think it's going to be a good force, you know, competitively. It's probably going to be really crap, but at least it will be painted. So it might get decimated on the tabletop, but at least it will look good when it's being shot to shit. And then I can just start adding things to it and improving it. Perhaps at some point I need to get myself an airbrush. Peninsula, your cans look ace. Thank you, mate. You're always critical of your own work, aren't you? I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, I could do better. But need to just stop that. I'm not painting Necrons anymore like I did back in the day. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but my Necrons looked, I'm just going to say it, my Necrons looked fucking awesome. I wish I had photos of them, but some bastard in Poland who bought them on eBay and then quibbled over the postage cost. And he got them at a bargain price as 3,000 point fully painted Necron army that I put my heart and soul into. And I remember he was a crap buyer to deal with. And then it actually ended up, the postage cost me more than he paid. And yeah, so I didn't make a lot of money on them. I just always regretted selling them. But that was a lot smaller force in terms of the amount of models and things, and Necron are quite easy to paint, certainly the warriors and stuff anyway. Orcs, there's a bit more to it, and I don't want them to look crap, but at the same time, I've got to accept that they don't all have to look like display pieces. I can cut some corners and just get a nice tabletop standard, and that's what I need to aim for and go for. Some things like that have been helping me in the few models that I've painted is this stuff, the quick shade from Army Painter, because rather than sort of shading different bits, I just paint boats over the whole thing, and then I wash the whole thing with this over all the colors, below the green, the metal, everything, and it looks effective. It just saves so much time, and just yeah, so this stuff's going to help me get it painted. But certainly getting things like an airbrush something is going to help me. I'm just a bit nervous about using an airbrush. This might sound stupid because I've never used one, and they didn't really exist back when I played or and was painting before, at least not to my knowledge at the time anyway. But they seem to be all the rage, and everyone who uses them says that, wow, how did I get by before using an airbrush? But also, I don't know how much sort of space they take up and things. I don't know. I'll have to look into. I think it's probably going to be something that's worth getting. Brown oil paint and thinners works just as well. Grumpy Guy Gaming says, hi guys, just dropping by to say hi. Hello, Grumpy Guy. Yeah, I'm going to start, while I'm chatting away here, I'm going to carry on working on this mega knob I'm in the middle of doing. I'm also in the process of making my big Met Warlord, who's going to have his shiny gubbins at the moment. Now, excuse the bits of blue tack stuff, because I'm just sort of trying out. I'm in the middle of converting this guy. So I've got, get him on the camera there. So as you can see, this is in work in progress of my mega knob, who's going to be the big war boss of my army. He's got his teleport blaster, and the blue tack on the arm is because I've been trying out some conversion, because he's either going to be armed with the dead shiny shooter or the Bad Moon exclusive gubbins, the Thunderbus. And I had a few ideas of what I was going to use, the parts I was going to use to convert that. I was going to use a Grot Zuka from a Killer Can as Thunderbus, because I mean, look at that. That is a Thunderbus. You read the description of the thing, and it's just a big thing, which I think in the description it says it fires out gold, something like all his, or teeth. Yeah, teeth. Because he's so rich and wealthy, he just loads it in the top and fires out a big blast of teeth in like a shrapnel type weapon. And I thought, yeah, that's perfect. But having sort of the reality of sort of seeing the size of it and that, it just doesn't work, especially where I've got the teleport blaster as well. It's going to obscure the view, and it looks ridiculous. I think even for orcs, it's just a bit too big. And I thought about cutting bits off it and stuff, but I don't know. Then I've got this, one of the tower weapons, and I thought about using this. This originally I was going to use as part of the dead shiny shooter, which I was going to potentially put on my war boss, but I'm playing around with the idea of using that. But to me, that's gone the other way, and it almost looks a little bit too weedy. So I don't know. I just need to figure it out and have a look. I haven't. It's just not quite there yet, and I've been sort of just blue tacking different bits and having a look, trying to get an idea of how it's going to work and how I'm going to make it. But yeah, essentially, I want him to be armed with the teleport blaster and then a combi scorcher, and then upgrade the shooter part of that with the thunderburst. So effectively, in close range, he's going to be firing 3-6 auto hits plus the shots from the teleport blaster. So yeah, he's going to be an absolute Dakar machine. He's going to have his 2+ save. I'm going to give him the Bad Moon Warlord trait, so he gets the 4+ invuln save. So yeah, he's just going to be a big armored up glory hog with a shitload of Dakar. And what can be more Bad Moon than that? Dreadwar's in here, is he? Hey, 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 good stuff. Buongiorno. How are you, my friend? Yeah, so he's sort of currently bits, and actually I need to have a look at those bits that Dreadwar sent me, actually, because maybe there's some good weapon bits in there that will go, that I can put to good use for converting that Thunderbus thing. And then I also thought about potentially using different bits, and I could do it as a counts as, so maybe something that can count as either the Dead Shiny Shooter or the Thunderbus, depending on my mood at the time. Or even, I never magnetize, but maybe magnetizing the arm on him so I can switch them out and have different ones. But yeah, there you go anyway. So what am I doing currently? Building this Mega Knob. I've got his feet somewhere that I need to do. Got the main body of this one done. I do love this Mega Knob set though. It's such a good set. I know it's expensive, it really is expensive, but it is good. And once you've got one, you want more. And I love them, and they just look so imposing. As the units grow in, it looks really scary. It's going to attract a lot of fire on the tabletop, I know that. I don't know how competitive and viable they are, you know, in a competitive game yet, but I'm sure they're going to be a lot of fun. And I might actually be using that teleport stratagem. Once I've got a unit of 10 Mega Knobs, I might use that teleport stratagem on them even, rather than like the Gorkanaut or the 3 Death Dreads. I don't know yet. There's a lot to try out with the new codex and these new models and things that I've got. So much to try out. Speaking of trying things out and getting some games in, that's another thing that's been bumming me out lately. Reroll Joe, who is pretty much my only opponent who play against regularly, has been really busy. He works in retail management positions, so over Christmas he's been really busy. We kind of work, and with me, I work in the holiday industry, so when I'm busy, he's quiet. When he's busy, I'm quiet. So our times never quite match up. Our days are different. He works early shifts sometimes, so we've had we've had a game sort of planned for ages now, 1500 my orcs versus his 1000 suns, and we just haven't been able to get it going. So I haven't been getting any games in at all, and I want to be doing, as requested, more tactics videos, but I need more experience with this codex, and the tactics videos I've been doing thus far have been great because largely they're kind of theory based. I'm not making these tactics videos in the sense that, look, I am an ultra competitive player. I don't go and play in tournaments, and I don't actually currently play many games at all. But I'm not making videos in the sense of, look, I've done this works. They're very much, you could try this, or you could try this, or you could try this. They're just more discussion things and things to think about and ideas. And so that's the sort of way I've got it, in very much like my let's build a warlord video, just threw some ideas and saw what stuck, and give people for things to talk about. And yeah, but I would like to do more tactics videos based on things I've actually tried and things done, and then can come back with you feedback. Look, this is a tactic I use. This is how I use this unit, or this is how I use this strategy, and this, and come at it more from that. But in order to do that, I need to get more games in, and I also to get more games in with this codex, because currently I've only played a couple of games with it. Had the honor of going and playing Idic Beer, this is Necrons. That was great fun. Learned a lot in that, both about Orc and Necrons, which is cool. But yeah, to get more games in. So to remedy that, I looked for a local gaming club. There used to be one back when I played before I sold off my set back in 5th edition. I used to go to, it's in a little sort of village, a few miles away, but in drivable distance, still fairly local. And I used to go and play at that club, and that was great fun. We used to have some good games there and met some cool people there. But once I got back into the hobby, I looked to see if that club was still going, and it wasn't. It had closed like a year or two before I got back into the hobby, and that was largely because of the hatred of 7th edition. People had just grown tired of the hobby and quit the hobby or moved on to other things. But I found a club very, very local to me, my hometown of Chichester, and I just in contact with them a couple of days ago, and yeah, they seem nice. They have said, yeah, come along, try it out, and they seem welcoming and friendly. They are mostly historical wargamers, so I think the majority of them there play historical stuff. They play a bit of board games and just all sorts of things, really, but they do 40k. So yeah, I'm going to go down there soon and check that out. It's every week on a Tuesday evening, and yeah, it seems quite cool. So that seems like something. So I would like to do again. Also, it gets me out of the house. It gets me away, because this is very much escapism from the stresses of life and stuff. But sometimes at home and things, there's still distractions and things which take my focus. I'm very singular minded. Multitasking is something I'm crap at, and if I'm doing something, I like to be 100% focused on the task at hand, and I find it very stressful and very distracting if there are distractions and other things that are taking my focus off what I'm doing. So it's going to be nice to be able to once a week go to the club, whether I'm having a game or painting or building or just hanging out with other hobbyists and stuff, which would be cool. But predominantly, it'll be great to be getting games against different opponents, different players, learning more about the game, and then taking what I've learned and using that to make more videos. Stevo, is a Discord server coming? I'll be honest with you, my knowledge of this Discord is minimal to none. I don't really know what Discord is. I am so behind the times. Don't let the Mrs. Equal session. It ain't the first time. LOL. Food for thought. Might get myself a bottle to give it a test run. Oh, so I'm coming into a conversation there that some of you are having. Sorry, guys. This is why multitasking is no good, because I'm building this thing and I'm missing all the chat. But yeah, so that's the plan anyway, to get myself down to the club, sort of have it as a routine thing once a week where I can go down there and get a game in with someone new. And some people, meet some different people, play against different armies, and start gaining some knowledge and experience using this codex. And that in turn will inspire me to make more videos and give me more just knowledge and be able to make better videos, basically. Also, the plan this year is to work on the editing and stuff of my videos and get myself a PC or a laptop or something anyway, so I'm not doing this all through a phone, and that will just open so many doors in editing and improving stuff, and then get a decent microphone, which I know Scarno are pleased about, because that will massively improve our podcast. And yeah, again, work on the podcast. I want to look into we've talked about it for a while, looking into getting this thing on things like iTunes and things, so a lot of podcasts don't actually go through YouTube. They're, you know, an audio thing that people can listen to and can download and stuff, rather than have to be on YouTube. Because I think a lot of people, if they're driving long distances, or the way they listen to these podcasts on their like MP3 players or their iPods and stuff. So again, looking into all of that, which my knowledge of is minimal, and just because of time, I haven't really been able to look into that. Scott says, thank Gork. Dreadwire says, you'll probably get inspired by the team at the club too. Yes, I probably will. And that's another advantage when you can go to and play. You're not an inconvenience at home with taking over the living room with it all. Although that's nice because I've got great terrain here. One thing I do, although my army's not painted, my terrain looks mint and my board looks really cool. And but just trying to find players and stuff locally. A lot of my friends and stuff now, most of my friends aren't into the hobby and are very unlikely to be in the hobby. And a lot of the people I used to have as friends and play the hobby with have moved away and are very long distance away now. So games with them just aren't feasible anymore, which is a real shame because some of them guys, we used to have some great games back in the day. But yeah, you know, life happens, doesn't it? They move away, make a new life for themselves somewhere else, and still chat online and things. But certainly we can't play together anymore, not like we used to anyway. So yeah, it's going to be good, and hopefully it should be a good experience. I should meet some cool people down there. They certainly seem like a friendly bunch, and so that'll be cool. And how local it is just perfect. It's a little bit I'm a little bit nervous though, although I may seem Stevo, you need to kidnap Scar and lock him in your game and only play him, maybe then you'll get 10 games. Yeah. It's creepy on so many levels. I'll not kidnap Scar and lock him in my basement. I'd have to feed him and everything. It'll cost me a fortune. I don't want to have a malnourished Irishman locked in the basement. If I had a basement, I don't have a basement. But yeah, that's a goal for this year though as well, to get a game with Skarner. Definitely, we need to do that for ourselves and for our channels, because that's going to be fun. I've been dying to. I think that would be such a fun game. Bad Moons versus Blood Axes, and see what happens there. Settle the argument once and for all. That's the feet on there. Get this guy down. What's next? Get his arms on. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous actually. He's going up because I'll be heading down there on my own. And so yeah, although it may seem it on, I'd make these videos and chat to make videos that sometimes get thousands of views or hundreds of views at least, and loads of people watching things. So it might seem like I'm a very confident person, but actually it's going out somewhere new and meeting people like that, especially on your own. It's a bit nerve-wracking. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. In my experiences in the past, in the hobbyists and fellow nerds and geeks and stuff are generally very friendly people. Sometimes can be a little socially awkward. I need to get out there and find some players. Otherwise, not. Dreadwire Gaming says controversial. A lot of us are, though, aren't we? If we're honest. Not all of us, you know, but a whole range of people in this hobby. But some of us can be a little bit out there. You've only got to walk into any of the doors and things to meet some interesting characters sometimes. And I'm not counting myself out of that. I'm one of them. All right. So, mold lines are the worst. Although this Meganob set is one of the best in terms of mold lines that I've come across anyway. It's they're very minimal for the most part. And I think sometimes I actually probably scrape a little bit too deep and go a bit crazy on them. And I think if they're really fine, sometimes you can get away with almost leaving them and not worrying about them too much. And when you glue together, certain parts are concealed anyway, so you'd end up wasting your time carving all of the mold line off. But yeah, these I don't know, these Mega knobs just go together beautifully. They're a joy to build. They really are. Definitely one of my favourite sets. I'm looking forward to building that other Death Dread as well. I've got plans for that. So I did my Build a Death Dread video, and I really like the sound of the Daka Dread. Dreadwise says, that's because nerds are really awkward anyway. Yes, I am. I can be socially awkward. Definitely. But yeah, we can be quite a shy, sort of socially awkward bunch, can't we? When we're took out of our element and stuff. But if you don't push yourself and get out there, especially if you're in a position like me where you don't really have many people to play against that, but you're desperate to get more games in, then the only way to do it is get out there, find some people to play. So yeah, that's what I intend to do. And yeah, who knows? It could be really good fun. I've always liked the idea of starting a club of my own. I remember me and a friend back in the day when we used to play, before we discovered the club we went to back then, we were talking about creating our own club, because we had about 5 of us who would regularly play against each other, 5 of us and some other people that sometimes used to play. And we spoke about out like a local hall, a town hall or something, or a room or something somewhere where we could run a gaming club. And we were very serious about it. We were looking into what you need in terms of getting some tables, getting some terrain together, and between us we had quite a lot of stuff. And yeah, basically sort of figuring out how we could make it so that it wouldn't, not profitable, but something that would fund itself, basically, with the charges, whatever we would charge people for attending the club and playing and stuff, to cover the costs of hiring out a hall or something somewhere, and using whatever money we made to get more terrain and battle mats and stuff and things. So we had quite good ideas, but then we ended up finding a club that we liked and going to that, and it just went from there. But yeah, I don't know, who knows, potentially one day, maybe it would be nice to sort of run a club, and I've always would be great fun and cool. Or doing something Peninsula's doing now, and having like having a store in which you could run a business from, and a club and play games and stuff in there would be very cool. Making money doing what you love, that is the dream. That is the dream. I know I've obviously just started making money from advertising and Patreon and stuff with this channel now, but that's literally just gonna fund the channel. I'm not really ever gonna, I doubt anyway, make enough money to live off. That would be nice to be able to get work, or at least the standard job, and actually make a live from this hobby would be incredible. I don't see that ever happening, at least through YouTube anyway, but who knows what the future holds. You never know where this hobby is going to take you, especially once you start getting into YouTube and stuff and meeting cool people like yourselves, and getting, and you get these people come together and ideas start flowing and things, and different people's knowledge and experience and skills and stuff comes into it, and you never know. Okay, let's get this guy's arms glued on. I still haven't decided what I'm going to arm these Mega with. My squad thus far, I have a squad of 2 with custom shooters, 2 with combi rockets, and 1 with combi scorcher. I think I'm going to have the majority of the squad with custom shooters to sort of keep the cost down a little bit and just stick with a couple of bits in there and the one scorcher. I think I'm also considering having one or two in the squad with kill saws, but I don't know. Being bad moons, I think they're probably going to benefit more from having the shooter options. What do you guys think? What weapon options do you think I should go for on my mega knobs? My bad moon mega knobs. Going for a end goal is a full squad of 10. What weapon options do you think I should have on them? Should I include some kill saws? Should I go all custom shooters? I think rocket be pretty good actually, because they're bad moons. They're going to be re-rolling the ones, so they should be fairly accurate with the rockets. To be honest, if he wants to make money, he should go on Twitch. Yeah, not going to do that. Don't be disheartened. Oh, I think there's, again, I'm coming into conversations. I just leave the hands unglued. I have 2 of every shooty option. That's just one good way to do it, because they do just slot on there quite nicely, don't they, actually? I tend to just glue everything. And then down the line, if I decide that, oh, actually, I want that option instead, I just buy more. I do that. And then also you run the risk of when you're gluing everything together, at some point a new revision of the rules is going to come out and the weapons you liked are going to suddenly become crap. That did happen to me before with my cans when I had kitted Grotzukas, and then 8th edition came round and Grotzukas were crap. They used to be really good in 7th edition. I love Grotzukas. There's just absolutely no reason whatever to have Grotzukas now. If you're going for that kind of like troop killing weapon, big shooters are just so much better. They're cheaper, so much more reliable, so much better. Yeah, Grotzukas are crap. They need to fix them. Twitch is a streaming site, but your fan base is on YouTube. There is a painful lack of Warhammer and modelling streamers on Twitch. If you're passionate enough in the hobby, you will inspire people around you to get involved. It's kind of inevitable. Yeah, and I've seen that happen. I mean, I was just chatting to one of my viewers over Messenger the other day. I won't tell you who he is, but he's was talking very strongly about his own YouTube channel covering orcs, and I was like, just thumbs up, like go for it, giving some advice and stuff. And I know Scarno was as well, and I know Dreadwire himself very kindly. He started his channel, had a lot of words for me and Scarno, and spoke, about the fact that we kind of inspired him to do it himself and make a channel of his own, and that's brilliant. I don't think there's no bigger compliment that can be paid than people seeing what you do and then wanting to do it themselves. And yeah, we welcome it wholeheartedly. There's not enough orc related content on YouTube, as far as I'm concerned anyway. That was certainly part of the reason why I started the channel, because there was a lack of the type of videos I wanted to watch. I thought, if they're not there, then the only way they're going to be there is if I get on there and make them myself. Well, there is channels that cover orc stuff, but a lot of them are not orc specific. They cover everything, and their knowledge can sometimes be a little bit lacking because they're not purely orcs. They're just 40k in general. And so it's to get it from an orc player's perspective, whether it be tactics or talking about whatever, really. And we do need more orc channels, definitely. Powell says, generally the Warhammer community is very passionate. To know if any of you Templars Crusade who stopped uploading about 2 years ago is regularly comments telling them to come back. It's a shame when people stop. I think some people, like say, move over to Twitch. Some people just stop for, I don't know why, different reasons. Maybe it's too much for them. Maybe they just lose the passion for it, or who knows. Real life sometimes stops doing these things, doesn't it? I know for me sometimes, like certainly over the last few days, coming out of Christmas, it has felt a little bit, I have felt a little bit lack of motivation and inspiration and stuff. I don't know, I've just been in the right headspace recently. But I kind of made myself do this live at night. I'm really glad I did, actually, because it's good, and it's getting me working here. So I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'm building and I'm producing content. So good. Hey, Shadow Cat, how are you? like you can't have enough dice. You definitely can't have enough dice when you're an orc player. Ain't that the bloody truth? Right, let's figure out how I'm going to want this claw out. Go like that. So get these arms on. You guys chat amongst yourselves for a bit, because I need my attention here as I glue in these bits. So I don't many of you responded with what I should equip these knobs with. I think I'm going to go primarily custom shooters because the cost is right down there. A basic mega knob with custom shooters and power claw is just 35 points off the top of my head, if I remember correctly. And when you start kitting them out with combi rockets or combi scorchers, the cost does go up a bit. Also, the cost of kill saws is a bit pricey as well. That also bumps the cost up a little bit. But I don't know, it might be nice to have just one or two in there. With scorchers suck because of the 7-inch range. 8-inch range. 8-inch range. Isn't it? Flamer weapons? 8-inch range. DS them 9-inch or deep strike them 9 inches away. Yeah, that's yeah, flamer weapons are annoying in that respect, that when you deep strike them, you don't get to do that. That does suck. And you do, and especially as they tend to be expensive, especially combi scorchers are certainly expensive anyway. Scorchers are a pricey option. And I've had many games where I've equipped characters or units or mods or whatever with scorchers, and they haven't had a chance to shoot. Usually if they do get a chance to shoot, they usually only get that sort of one chance per game, generally. And so yeah, it does suck when you sink those points in and they don't get to do it. But when they do work, they're really good, because auto hitting weapons with orcs is really nice. And I've had some good success with scorchers, but yeah, it's definitely advisable to not go over the top with them. Certainly, I think this head's going to be cool. Look, the head here. Can you see that one? That's a head out of the standard knob set. I think that is going to go really nice on a mega knob. He's got the armored faceplate and stuff, so that's going to go in well. I used to have commandos with banners. Now they are other things because they die before they are useful. Yeah, it's I think there's definitely a tactics video in there, actually, in some I think a lot of people would benefit from how to use scorchers and burners effectively in an orc army, and how to use them and where to equip them, and when to use them, when not to use them, etc., etc. Because, like you say, when you deep strike just over 9 inches away, and then you can't use them. And then if you charge and fight, you don't get to use them. The only way you do get to use this in Overwatch, if people charge you, which can be nice. But there's no guarantee that's going to happen. You might just get shot off the table before you get to use them. So yeah, I think it's just a case of accepting that and looking at different ways in which you can use them. So I think perhaps transports are a good option, and using them from there. And that way you can make sure you get them into range to be able to use them. It's difficult. It is difficult. I've got my Death Dread up there, who is armed with 2 scorchers, and the last time I used him, he just got killed first turn, so never got a chance to test him out. So that sucked, but that's part of the course, you know, that happens. But I do like to have a few of them. I think handy to have, as long as you don't go over the top, because they, like I say, they are a big point sink. So I think in my unit of mega knobs, I will just the one with the combi scorcher and see how I get on from there. and we'll see. Although I am, like I am going to equip my Big Mech Warlord with a Combi Scorcher and then upgrade it to a Thunderbus, because I think the Scorcher part of it probably will come into play in his hands more. He's much less likely to get shot off the board, being a character, and he's likely to, with his amount of wounds and stuff, he's a lot more likely to get into a situation where he's able to use it, and it's going to be a high priority target. So I think people will potentially want to come and kill him in close combat. So they're going to be facing some nasty Overwatch there when he's getting 3d6 auto hits in Overwatch. That's going to be pretty damn tasty. I think he's going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to get. As you can see, I've used the head I love from the knobs, which was on, if you remember, on one of my standard Big Mechs before they took away the option to have Big Mechs without mega armor. But yeah, I just love that head. There's so much character in it. He just looks so cool. So he is going to be my boss. I want to do something to give him a little bit more height. So I think as well, he's just blue tacked to the base at the moment. So I might have to put some sort of scenery bits on there or something to give him a bit more height, make him a little bit more imposing. But yeah, he's going to be packing the Dakar big time. So that's going to be cool. So what time are we on now? Cool, 1 hour and 15 minutes. This has been a long live stream. I will do what I always do, guys. Later on, I'll watch this video back and read all your comments and stuff that you message, because during the live feeds, I always usually miss well over half all the comments. I think I've said everything I wanted to say in this live stream as well. I can't think of anything else that I wanted to mention or talk about. We'll come back to that one in a minute. Let's get into the chat. How to kill Astra Militarum. I haven't had a game against them, not for a long time. Last time I played Imperial Guard, as they were called then, was with my Necrons, and they were against I was playing them in a combat patrol tournament, decimated them. Before that, I had a game against an Imperial Guard tank company, and they decimated me. That was when I was quite early on with building my Necron army, and I didn't really have much anti-tank capabilities, and they just pounded me into the ground. But I'd love to have a really big apocalypse game of a huge army against an Imperial Guard army, but not just tanks. I would love to come up against a really good, not necessarily a pure infantry army, but a good an Imperial Guard army with loads of infantry and tanks backing them up against an Orc horde army backed up by tanks and dreads. That would just be fun as hell. Just carnage and a complete bloodbath on both sides. For an Orc player, there's nothing better than that. I think not enough people collect Imperial Guard. Actually, it's a big investment of time and money in it. Dave Dog says, how long would you say it takes to remove the mold lines of an Orc weapon? That depends on the person. If it's me during a live video, fucking ages, because I can't focus properly. This is a stand Orc boy. Yeah, for me, probably quite long, because again, I probably have over him a little bit too much. It depends on the person, the tools they're using and stuff, really. I'm getting quicker at it now. I find mold lines, like single models, like actually some of the things I found hardest to remove is when it's I've got a lot of the snap fit Orc boys from like the Black Reach set and stuff, which is great. You just stick one arm on and the head and you're good to go. But the mold line, I find them so much easier to take off of like individual parts. So you've got the torso, the arms, the legs. I find it so much easier to remove them when you've got like a one-piece model and you're trying to get in those little grooves and tie it bit and stuff. I find them such a ball ache to remove mold lines on. So single part models save you a lot of time in one respect, but in terms of removing mines, I find them such a chore and just a real pain in the arse to do. Some of the grots, out of the grot sets, a lot of them are just a single piece that you just stick on the base, and some of them can be a bit of a ball ache to get all the mold lines on. Pell says, I remove every millimetre of flashing so that it takes aeons, but a nice box cover level of finish for you. Yeah, I like to, I hate when you finish a model and then when you come to painting it, you realise that someone says saying they're building the chronic mega knobs. Yeah, the flash and the mold lines and the bits on them, because they're obviously resin. Yeah, they're going to take a little bit of a while to prep and stuff, and you got to go through all the sort of soaking them first and washing all the the release agent. Yeah, resin can be a ball ache to work with. Stevo recommend them. Yeah, I did. So it's my fault you're going through that. But they are awesome models, man. They're huge. They're like double the size of these ones. Very cool models. Very, very cool. I would prefer to use them though purely as, I think I would use these mega knobs, and then use those Cromlech ones as mechs and war bosses in mega armor and stuff, because of just the sheer size of them. I think they lend themselves really well to being played as characters rather than troops, in my opinion. Yeah, getting a large unit of them all set up is going to be, that's going to be a bit of an investment in time and work, definitely. Well, guys, like I say, I've been rambling on now for about an hour and 20 odd minutes now, so I should probably bring this to a close. I'm gonna, in the meantime, carry on working on these last couple of mega knobs, get them finished, and then plan is tomorrow get everything tidied up. I'll have some content for you very soon. I'm trying to think what my next video is going to be. Truth is, I don't exactly know yet. I've got a few. I do have also, that's what I didn't mention, I've got a new playlist coming, a new series of video plan to make, which should be a lot of fun. I'll tell you now, I wasn't going to say it, but I'll tell you, it's going to be top fives. So it's going to be a series of videos of top fives, and yeah, I won't say much more than that, but I'm just going to be coming at you every now and again with my top five in each video, and just for something for a bit of fun, really. Top five Avon products, someone says. maybe if I run out of inspiration content, maybe, who knows. Yeah. But anyway, guys, on that hilarious note, I'm gonna get off, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you very much for hanging out, guys. It's been a pleasure as always. This is 6+ Stevo signing out.